What's the current trend going on that in 20-30 years people will think was horrible? The way we scroll infinite feeds of utter garbage videos. The way we let preschoolers be raised by an iPad playing YouTube children's videos created by some overseas shitty cartoon factory. The homelessness on the streets of San Francisco, LA, Portland, Seattle, etc. Fentanyl. Our reliance on cars. That we have to drive everywhere we go. Because it's not safe to walk, it's not safe to bike. Because you'll get hit by a car. And to pay the rent, we have to go to a workplace that's an hour away for some of us. The American healthcare billing system? Pick one. Any of them. Remember which one you picked? Okay. Shuffles, it's this one, right? Yeah. Whatever. It's this one. Trends are trends because every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Nothing is forever. There also are few if any original ideas left. What's old becomes new again. They'll probably think TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the like were lame as fuck because something infinitely more pervasive will grab hold. Anti-social media, Instagram Reels comment sections. I'd like to think that in 30 years' time, people will be even more disgusted by the extreme homophobia, transphobia, and blatant bigotry than I am now. Earlier today I saw a post about a non-binary judge getting brutally assassinated in Mexico, and all the very loving religious people in the comments were talking about how fantastic this news is and making jokes about it. Sick people. Hopefully allowing assholes to legally marry girls as young as 13. Strangely, the Q crowd doesn't seem to mind pedophilia if you put a ring on it and get a permission slip from their parents. Yes, that's still legal in way more states than you'd think, and some you wouldn't expect would be okay with it. The way we treat cows. Once we start to reduce beef consumption, people will no longer have such hair-trigger defensive reactions to any discussion of just how insanely evil our treatment of cows is. Then the attitudes will shift and prone will look back on some of this stuff and be horrified. People voting for Trump after his was convicted of tons of felonies, crimes against the country, and the orchestration of an attack on the US Capitol building and subsequent insurrection. The ignoring of environmental science that sounded the alarm about climate change. Not social media itself, but the way social media is at the moment. Viral phenomena will probably go back to being explicitly 99 horrible but important news with that rare one quirky thing, instead of it being primarily nonsense and artificially inflated media fights. Social justice hypocrisy. It is deeply hateful, divisive, and often also anti-Semitic in its double standards. It infantilizes minorities and pretends it is somehow entitled to speak for them, while serving the interests of giant corporations and the political elite. The Kardashians, when no amount of plastic surgery can delay their decay. I hope that one day that family will be found guilty for crimes against humanity for the negative impact they have had on the progress of human culture. Hopefully giving toddlers iPads to shut them up will be seen as absolutely terrible parenting. At least wait until they're in double digits to be giving them phones and shit, please. I think once stuff like TikTok is out of the gimmick phase and is like a proper part of life that feels like it's always been there, we'll cringe at a lot of the content on there. Lol. The insane weddings. There are far more serious things that I could mention, but the amount of money, waste, and extra shit that's expected for weddings right now is wild. Tattoos. When the first wave of tattooed women start getting fat, sagging, and in the nursing homes, they're gonna realize how silly they look when they get older. Stupid as FK false eyelashes. They aren't helping your looks, and they aren't making you younger, slimmer, or sexier. They're making you look like a moth. Giving young kids devices and screen time. I feel like looking back, people will think like how we now view kids working in coal mines, or textile factories. The mass self-diagnosis of autism within white girls just because they do certain weird, quirky things that are just things that most people do. Fast fashion and incessant filler Botox starting in one's late teens to early 20s. Kind of sad that both of these things are normalized now. I mean, name it. Human beings have an uncanny and recurrent tendency to look back on what was previously hip with at least a modicum of shame. Everything in resin. White eyeshadow blobs on the inner corner of your eyes. Every nail trend. Parachute pants. Mom jeans. Flared leggings. Lip filler. It's horrible and painful, it's a vicious cycle. It's distorting women's relationships to their own bodies. It looks so creepy. Black trim in and on houses. It's such a bold look that will scream early 20s later on down the line. I don't think it will age well. Not a trend, but decades from now, people will look back on chemotherapy as a brutal and primitive method with which to treat cancer. Permanent jewelry. Why would you want a permanent metal band around your ankle? This sounds like injuries waiting to happen. Vaping. A little more research will come out by then. People will think of vapes exactly what we think about cigarettes. Buccal fat removal. All these people will be sorry when they're in their 60s and 70s and look gaunt as fuck. Super grey interiors. Painting red brick. Beards will look like 70s porn stashes. Hopefully mom jeans. Disposable Keurig cups. Pretty sure the consensus now is they're horrible, but imagine in 20-30 years, convincing children that they are LGBTQ gender confused for karma, social media, and wokeness cloud. Smoking. I am shocked that it is illegal to spit on someone yet totally legal to blow toxic smoke. Lithium-ion batteries in everything, which will be aging, bursting and causing fires in our future. Children being given infinite dopamine machines. Even most adults can't use theirs responsibly. Forcing people back to the office when remote work was found to be a good option after a pandemic. Giving kids the option to choose their gender and take puberty blockers, etc. It's clear as day the way we govern ourselves in the USA, with a two-party system corrupted by special interests. How we almost got rid of smoking in high school, only for vaping to come in with a vengeance. Maybe never, but the idea that money is more valuable than human time, work, or ingenuity. I mean, I came here to say resin tables, but damn, y'all going for the big stuff, huh? Humans killing each other over a book of parables written thousands of years ago. Everything is a service. Fuck subscription models. Bring back one-time purchases. Hopefully this minor trash shit that's been going on for the past few years. As an approaching 40-year-old, anything that's happened in the last 10 years lol. Doctors being paid for how many surgeries they do versus how well they do them. Glyphosates on all major food sources, leaching into soils, rain, meats, mullets. I can already see people cringing looking back on pictures. Everyone thinking everything is so god-awful when it really isn't. Preventative Botox. Doctors shouldn't be giving 24-year-olds Botox. Hopefully, infinite scrolling and social media access for all ages. Cooking food in plastic. Possibly even storing food in plastic. Almost every single trend that has happened in the last 3 years. Confessional-style dirty laundry videos posted on social media. Capitalism. It can't continue the way it is much longer. 90 of all of the internet-based slang we currently use. Doing those ridiculous crap for social media likes.